I remember the first night it happened. The way silence filled every corner of the room, heavy enough to make breathing feel like confession. Elena stood by the window wearing one of David's oversized shirts, the fabric brushing her thighs, the moonlight tracing the curve of her silhouette. For a moment, she looked like a painting caught between longing and restraint. When her eyes found mine, neither of us spoke. Her voice came soft, almost pleading. "Go to bed, Ethan. This isn't right." Yet the way she looked at me said everything words refused to carry. I hadn't gone looking for any of this. When David married Elena, I was 23, still learning how to belong again after losing Mom. He'd met her on a business trip to Seattle, and within 3 months she'd moved into our house, replacing faded memories with the bright scent of something new. She was impossible to ignore, tall, graceful, with green eyes that saw more than you wanted to show. She didn't chase attention. She drew it effortlessly. I told myself the discomfort would fade, that I'd get used to her voice echoing down the hallway or the sound of her laughter from the kitchen. But pretending indifference around Elena was like pretending not to feel the sun. When David left one weekend for a firm retreat, it was just the two of us. She offered to cook dinner. I should have refused. Instead, I watched her move through the kitchen, sleeves rolled, humming quietly as rain tapped the windows. She poured me a glass of wine without asking my age, her lips curving into a teasing smile. We talked about nothing important, college, music, half-forgotten dreams, yet her gaze never drifted far. Later, curled on opposite ends of the couch, she asked, "Do you hate me for marrying your dad?" The question struck deeper than she knew. "No," I said. "I just don't know where I fit anymore." Her eyes softened. "I don't know where I fit either." That night I couldn't sleep. I came downstairs and found her again by the window, the same moonlight wrapping around her like a veil. She turned slightly, startled, then sighed. "Go to bed, Ethan," she whispered again. "This isn't right." But neither of us moved. The air between us felt alive, pulsing with everything unsaid. In that suspended heartbeat, something shifted, quiet, irreversible, days blurred. Elena acted normal, smiling, asking about work, but her glances lingered a second too long. Every accidental touch hummed with static. I kept busy, stayed out late, tried to starve the ache, yet she left little notes on the counter. "Eat something." "Laundry's done." "Don't forget your charger." Each ended with a small smiley, her invisible fingerprint on my day. One morning she made pancakes, her hair damp from the shower, sunlight catching the droplets. When I thanked her, she said softly, "Don't thank me. Your family." The word didn't sound like a boundary. It sounded like a warning she hoped I'd ignore. Then came the storm. The power flickered while I worked in the garage. She appeared in the doorway, drenched, barefoot, trembling. I locked myself out. I handed her a towel, careful not to stare, but the fabric clung to her skin, and my restraint felt fragile. "I miss being seen," she said suddenly. "Not as a wife or a decoration, just seen." Her voice cracked. And I told her the truth I shouldn't have. "I see you." She stepped closer, eyes searching mine, her hand trembling as it brushed my cheek. The kiss happened like a breath, quiet, inevitable, full of guilt and need and something dangerously real. When she pulled away, her voice shook. "This can't happen again." I nodded, but inside I already knew it would haunt us both. The next morning, she served coffee beside David as though nothing existed between us. But she wouldn't meet my eyes. Every smile was a mask, every silence a confession. Weeks passed like that, a slow ache beneath ordinary moments. Until the day David found the photo, Elena laughing in the garden, hair caught by the wind. "Why do you have this?" he asked, suspicion sharp. I froze. Elena's calm saved us. "It's for my birthday slideshow," she said lightly, her tone perfect. But I saw the doubt settle behind his eyes. From that moment, his presence filled every room like static. Elena withdrew. The warmth between us turned to distance. She smiled when spoken to, never lingered near me. Yet the space she left hurt worse than the guilt. I thought the story had ended, until the night before I left for college. A soft knock on my door, Her whisper. I shouldn't be here. She stood in the hallway light, eyes shining with everything she couldn't say. I know, I murmured. I'm sorry, she breathed. I shook my head. I'm not. She smiled then, sad and beautiful, and kissed me one last time, gentle, trembling, final. I'll always remember you, she whispered. And she was gone. Some loves never ask permission. They arrive quietly, burn intensely, and leave ashes that glow for years. Elena had been right, it wasn't right. But it was real. I left that house carrying memories stitched with guilt and truth, knowing we'd crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. The world outside felt different, colder, emptier, and yet alive with everything she'd awakened in me. Sometimes love doesn't wear ribbons or endings. Sometimes it hides in the spaces between silence and touch, living on only in memory. I still see her sometimes, in a glance, in a song, in the way the moonlight folds across the floor. And in those moments, I remember not what we did, but what we felt. Seen, alive, human.